Nama Hafiz Rosli panas bila dikaitkan sebagai pelakon yang mencurangi isteri. Kantoi hantar mesej lucah dan menjijikkan.
Alif Aziz, suaminya telah tampil untuk membuat satu sidang media bagi memperjelaskan isu sebenar dan juga membuat permohonan maaf.
Alif Aziz. Bukan satu, bukan dua, bukan tiga, tapi 4 kali dah kantoi main kayu 3.
Golakan rumah tangga pasangan pelakon dan juga pengarah Shamsul Yusof dan juga Putri Sarah pada tahun lalu.
Macam mana Bella selepas ini? Adakah Bella akan ikut Alif ke set ataupun akan mengawal segala pergerakan selagi berkaitan dengan orang itu?
Kata mengawal, Alif bukan budak kecil.
Cheating can occur in any sphere, including among celebrities. It is important to note that privacy and confidentiality are significant concerns in any relationship, especially for public figures. News about celebrity relationships and any alleged cheating incidents often came through media reports, tabloids, or social media. Surprisingly, nowadays, there are many people, especially youngsters, that glorify and normalize cheating. However, does cheating justifiable? What are the consequences of cheating, especially in a marriage, towards the spouse or the children? We are students from the National University of Malaysia, and today we are going to unravel the topic of cheating in marriage.
What couples could do to prepare them for cheating possibilities in the future, focusing on the law enforcement.
For non-Muslim is Law Reform Act, and for Muslims we have enactment Undang-Undang Keluarga Islam. So it is different according to states. We need to educate ourselves with legal rights, with legal knowledge. We must know what to do and what do and don'ts. Then we execute the knowledge. So here comes the idea of agreement that you said just now. In non-Muslim marriage, which was covered by civil court, there is what we call a cohabitant agreement. Cohabitant agreement is an agreement that you and your partner make long before you get into the serious relationship, get into a marriage. Basically, you will make a cohabitant agreement. So this cohabitant agreement also can be used in Muslim marriage. Muslim marriage, we call it as ta'liq. Ta'liq. So maybe you used to hear what is ta'liq. Ta'liq is an agreement or a promise that was made by the husband after the akad nikah. The ta'liq, which has been prepared by the Jabatan Agama Islam or Majlis Agama Islam by the states, can be various. They can put many things in it. So you also can make your own ta'liq. You and your partner can make your own ta'liq, which to a term that you agree to certain agreement.
How does cheating typically impact divorce proceedings?
Cheating in marriage or cheating is one of the paramount issue, one of the paramount issue that we can say as wrongdoing. Cheating can be proved by one of the parties. So this proof can be used in the court of law when one of any other party went to the court and asked for a divorce. So this cheating thing can be a very powerful evidence. And very powerful proof to what we call to confer to the court to nullify the marriage. So you have a valid subject matter, cause of action of cheating, and you have a valid proof. So the court will be pleased to hear your case.
So if there is no much evidence to get through the proceedings for a cheating, what's the impact with less evidence?
So if there is no evidence or there's no any proof, the court of law will allow the aggravated party to make an what we call admission or confession, witness testimony. So admission and confession is made by the aggravated party themselves. He will go to the bench and he will give her evidence, or we in Malaysia we call it as keterangan pemohon. So she or he will be giving his keterangan, and the court will take it also as evidence and put it into consideration. Plus, she or he also need to bring to the court some witness to support her evidence. The court of law will also make rulings pertaining to the financial support and the child custody.
What kind of evidence is used in the court of law to prove cheating or to support the person?
What types of evidence that can be used and that can be brought to the court is various, such as we call it as direct evidence, circumstantial evidence, admission confession, just like I said just now, and electronic evidence. Direct evidence is the evidence or the proof that the aggravated party had for him or herself. He may found pictures of his partner with another person, audio, video. This can be direct evidence. Audio, video, and circumstantial evidence is, as we always heard in movies or in series, they are saying there's no alibi, this and that. Circumstantial evidence is alibi. Admission and confession, just like I said just now, confession or admission that was made by the party himself. Electronic evidence, such as text, email, anything that regarding electronic device.
Are there any legal protections for the person who has been cheated on? Like before this, we know that taklid and cohabitant agreement is for before marriage. So is there any legal protection for people who has been cheated on?
If I may explain about taklid first, taklid and cohabitant. This two agreement is also, we can say, as protection for a woman. So if there is domestic violence, the husband beat her wife so badly, so the wife can go to the court and make an aduan, and the court will start proceeding this case. So if the court satisfied with the evidence and keterangan and whatsoever that the court wants, the court will nullify the marriage. So this is also one of the protection. If your partner was found cheating on you and it was proven to the court of law, then let's say you have minor children under 18. So the court will be having its favor on you. The idea of this partner is cheating is already proving that he or she is not a fit parent to have the guardianship.
What are some common signs of cheating that you have seen in your practice or like that you have encountered? And what is the common factors that lead to cheating?
Common signs, komunikasi tidak lagi berjalan lancar. Berlaku penipuan, soalan-soalan mudah susah nak dijawab. Berlaku syakwa sangka, berlaku konflik. Bila kita tidak bercakap benar, kita acting pun tidak sebenar, kisah ataupun storyline itu pun tidak benar. Jadi penipuan akan lead penipuan yang lain. The first factor is affair. So husband have a girlfriend at the office. The wife have an affair with ex boyfriends. And jumpa di media sosial, jumpa di TikTok, jumpa di Facebook. Hidden marriage, berlaku poligami. So isteri pertama tanya tadi pergi mana, and dengan isteri kedua dah tahu, so tak nak bagi tahu hal sebenar, tak kecil hati, pergi berjalan, pergi travel, so dia kata ada office punya program.
How do you approach the topic of cheating when it arises in your sessions?
First, make a communication with the spouse. Find the suitable time to approach the husband. Mulakan dengan benda yang santai supaya pasangan tu tak rasa dia kena investigate. Bila nampak keadaan sesuai, terus jujur, give evidence. Get a professional advisor, a professional session with the counselor. Sebab dalam marriage counselor kita ada fasa with wife, with husband, and the group counselling, husband and wife.
Based on the previous experience, what do you think are the consequences of cheating marriage that will affect the children specifically?
Remaja, anak-anak yang remaja, Mereka ada fikiran, mereka ada knowledge, mereka tahu berdasarkan kata mereka kenal bapa atau ibu mereka. Anak-anak remaja ni dia jadi makin tidak mau lagi percaya dan tidak mau lagi berkomunikasi dengan ibu bapa. Mereka boleh agak what the reason from their parents.
Is it possible for the children to develop like mental health problems due to their parents cheating or split up?
Mula dengan stres sebabkan lihat sikap ibu dan ayah selalu bergaduh, mereka jadi tertekan. Mereka akan mula ada predict adakah ibu ayah akan bercerai. Stres become anxiety and dia akan jadi lebih tinggi lagi. Fasa lebih tinggi iaitu kemurungan. Daripada extrovert jadi introvert person, tidak percaya pada hubungan, tidak percaya pada perkahwinan. Mereka jadi suspicious pada semua orang, tak percaya pada semua orang, tak percaya lagi pada ibu dan ayah. Ada kawan-kawan yang nampak ayah mereka berdoa dan sebagainya. So jadi macam mereka malu, dia tak nak berkawan lah. Di sosial media pun akan stop. Satu dalam depression ni yang kita tahu takut adalah schizophrenia dengan suara, lepas tu hallucination, nampak satu benda yang not real, self-harming.
What are the coping mechanisms you recommend for a person who has discovered their parents' partners cheating?
Formula of tahan. He is a tempo. I ask them untuk selesaikan kes ni berapa lama perlukan masa bertenang untuk kedua ni. Ini adalah aku janji ataupun amaran. I need to 1 year to settle down with this problem. But I have agreement. We must together with a counselor. That's the agreement. Warning itu adalah sekiranya dalam setahun sekiranya nampak kegagalan yang berlaku ataupun lagi pasangan itu tidak memberi sama ataupun untuk komit secara serius untuk menyelesaikan hubungan, mereka bersetuju untuk proses seterusnya iaitu perceraian. H adalah hadapi dengan tenang. Sebagai kaunselor saya kata sabar puan, dalam tempoh tengok ada beberapa perubahan-perubahan. So kita cuba bagi motivation, ilmu-ilmu, communication, skill, cara hadapi konflik, macam mana untuk supaya tidak terdedah kepada hubungan-hubungan yang curang ini. Yang seterusnya ialah we have Allah tempat mengadu. So di sini kita banyak spiritual, tahajud, solat, zikir, and is nekat. We make a decision. Tak ada lagi sesalan.
Can preventive steps be taken to guard against cheating?
Choose the right person before proceed to marriage. Kita tahu background family, berkawan dengan siapa. Di situ we can see apa diri dia yang sebenar. So the second, knowledge is very very important in relationship. Do and don'ts. Third is saling ingat mengingati dan kena jaga segi hubungan perkahwinan adalah satu benda yang selalu kena disuburkan. The fourth is apabila kita nampak benda yang tidak baik, so kita kena cepat prevent, cepat kita kena ada teguran, jangan terlalu sporting. Last sekali kita kena ada komunikasi yang bagus dan juga kepercayaan. Jangan ada sembunyi akan apa-apa. Contohnya husband and wife can look at handphone each other, tahu kawan masing-masing, tahu pergi mana, hubungan yang baik dengan semua orang. So masing-masing akan menjaga, akan tolong kita. Kawan baik pun akan bagi info-info. Dan kalau kita tak tegur husband kita, bila kita ada hubungan yang baik, kawan baik akan tegur husband kita.
Greetings, I bid to all of the attendees and viewers. I believe all of you are aware, based on the previous clip and the title of this video, a huge controversy and heated debate, which consistently arises and surprises us all, mainly among the celebrities or influencers in Malaysia, which is cheating in marriage. For your information, before conducting this discussion, we have already done an in-depth research about the topic. Besides, we even conducted interview sessions with professionals such as a lawyer and a marriage counselor. So worry not, all of the information that you will get today are guaranteed valid. So today we are going to dive deep into the topic with the help of our five outstanding panels, which is the first panel, Sarah Yadihah, following with Siti Aishah, Abdalrahman, Micraaj, and lastly our fifth panel, Madihah. I am Alya as your moderator. It's nice meeting all of you today. I hope we can unravel all of the questions about our topic today. Without further ado, let me invite our first panel, Sarah, to talk about preparations married couples could do to prepare them for cheating possibilities along their relationship. The mic is yours.
Thank you, moderator, for inviting me to this discussion. As a recap, we already held an interview with 2 lawyers last Saturday to dive more into the legal aspects of cheating in marriage. From a legal perspective, it is important to note that laws regarding cheating in marriage can vary depending on the jurisdiction. Therefore, I would like to list out a few takes I obtained from interviewing the lawyers, which focuses on some general suggestions that people could consider to avoid cheating and potential legal consequences. First and foremost, drafting a pre-marriage agreement with the help of a family lawyer is a smart thing to consider before marriage. From the interview, we know that in Malaysia, we have 2 types of agreement. Law Reform Act 1976, which is cohabiting law for non-Muslims, and Ta'liq agreement for Muslims. Both of these legal agreements can address various aspects of a marriage, including fidelity clauses and potential consequences for cheating. It is important for a person to know their legal right in the marriage for personal protection. Both parties must come up to an agreement on expectations, boundaries, and concerns regarding cheating within their marriage. The agreements will then be printed on the back of the marriage certificate and can be used in court for legal implications. To further elaborate the input I perceived from the interview, awareness of legal implications from both parties will help them to understand more on the potential legal consequences of cheating, such as alimony and child custody decisions. If a strong evidence can be used in court, most likely it will give a bad impact on the other parties that cheated. But of course, it varies depending on the jurisdiction. If the cheating spouse can be proven to have significantly harmed the marital relationship or cause financial losses, it might influence the court's decision regarding alimony payments. Besides, child custody determinations are typically made based on the best interests of the child. Cheating by one parent may not directly affect the custody arrangement, but it can indirectly influence the court's decision if it can be shown that the cheating parent's behavior has negatively impacted the child's well-being. Courts generally prioritize the child's welfare, especially ruling out the actions of the parents, whether there is direct and significant negative impact on the child's welfare. However, from the interview, I also learned that the court will favor the custody of the children under 18 to the party that are being cheated on, but still depends on other jurisdictions such as financial obligations. I think that's all from me. With that, I'll pass back the turn to the moderator.
Thank you for such a clear explanation, Sarah. Let me just take a minute to recap it back to the audience. So the preparations that married couples could do to prepare them for cheating possibilities in the future are firstly drafting a pre-marriage agreement, or in Islam, it is more well known as taklid. Even though the taklid will be automatically generated by the constitution, I think not many people are aware that one or multiple taklid can be made in accordance with the wife's wishes before the marriage. Like even me, I just found that after our interview session with the lawyer. Besides, couples must also make sure that they are aware of the legal implications and consequences of cheating and the way it may help or backfire them. Next, I welcome Aishah to share her outlook on the environment that influences a person to cheat. So please, Aishah.
All right, thank you, Alya. So I will elaborate on the factors leading to cheating in marriage based on our interview with the marriage counselor. Okay, so what are the factors that lead to cheating in marriage? A very common factor is environmental factor, such as having an affair at the workplace. Now, the cheating spouse will feel a thrill when someone else from work is interested in them, and therefore they will keep it a secret from their spouse, and they will secretly develop that relationship at work. And also, especially those who frequently travel for work. Now, of course, you are always being away from your home and you have been away for extended period of time. So that provides a lot of opportunity to cheat, especially with coworkers. And in addition, some people, they still maintain relationships with their exes. And of course, they may think that it is just a friendship, but actually it can turn into an affair later on. Lastly, we all have access to social media and dating apps, which can also tempt someone to look for potential affairs, especially when they're not happy with their marriage. Another factor for cheating in marriage is cultural norms. For example, in Islam, a husband can have up to 4 wives if he fulfills certain conditions. So, in a marriage, if the husband is looking for someone else secretly, he may justify it as, oh, I'm just looking for a potential second wife, when in reality, he didn't even mention the first wife about it. In his mind, he's just thinking it's just polygamy. But of course, it's not something that's right because the wife isn't informed and doesn't consent about it, right? And therefore, he may just justify it when it's actually wrong. In addition, even for someone who is not spiritual, we all have a sense of morality that holds us accountable from cheating. So I feel like someone who is cheating, they don't have a strong sense of morality to hold themselves accountable and stop themselves from cheating in the first place. So that is, in my opinion, the final factor, which is the lack of morality and spiritual guidance. And just to elaborate a bit more for the cultural norms, actually for some people, they may have a group of friends that celebrate them having multiple partners. For example, like, oh, you are a hot item in the market, right? So they may encourage cheating. So that is definitely a social behavior, social environmental factors for them. So that's all for me regarding the factors of cheating in marriage. And back to you, Alya.
Thank you, Aishah, for the sharing. Aishah has shared the most important things that married couples should always be aware of along their relationship. Don't just point fingers when it has already happened, but take precautions now and you won't regret it. So, we can proceed with Rahman with the effects of cheating in marriage towards the spouse or children. The mic is yours, Rahman.
Okay, thank you, moderator Alya. So we started by exploring the signs of cheating in marriage. One significant sign is the emotional distancing of the cheating partner, and this can manifest as reduced communication, diminished intimacy, and a general disengagement from the relationship as they become preoccupied with someone else. So secrecy is another key indicator, with the cheating spouse becoming protective of their phone, evading questions, and even resorting to lying about their activities. And these behaviors can often lead to frustration, arguments, and a breakdown in trust between the couples. So when it comes to the emotional and psychological responses to discovering cheating, our interview emphasized that individuals often experience shock, anger, sadness, and a profound sense of betrayal. So these emotional experiences can trigger mental health issues, including depression and anxiety. Seeking therapeutic approaches is crucial to cope with the aftermath of cheating. So individual counseling allows individuals to process their emotions, while couples therapy facilities trust building and communication. Support groups also provide a valuable space for connecting with the others who have faced similar betrayals. So coming down to your question, additionally, we touched upon the potential psychological impact on children in such situations. So lack of attention and emotional support within a family dynamic can have adverse effects on a child's psychological well-being, leading to feelings of neglect, confusion, and disruption in their sense of security and trust. So family therapy or individual counseling can help to mitigate these consequences and foster healing and resilience in children. So I pass back to Alia.
Yeah, I think we could see now that we should not take cheating lightly, especially those who plan to start a family soon. Like, do you want to hurt your spouse or children with your mistake that you can never undo? So thank you, Rahman, for the nice sharing. How about you, Micraaj? Do you have anything to add or a piece of thought to share with us? Please.
Thank you, Alya. So moving on, we discussed the factors that contribute to cheating in marriage. Our interview revealed that the environment plays a crucial role. Affairs may occur in the workplace where an individual feels a thrill from the interest of a colleague, or frequent work-related travel provides opportunities for cheating in marriage. Maintaining relationship with ex-partners and easy access to social media and dating apps can also tempt individuals to seek extramarital relationships. Additional, we touched upon cultural norms such as those observed in Islam, where some individuals may justify cheating through polygamous practices while keeping it a secret from their spouse. We also explored how the person who cheated can experience mental health repercussions. Guilt, shame, and remorse are common emotional responses for the cheating in individual. Therapy and counseling can help them address these feelings and understand their motivations, develop healthier relationships patterns moving forward. From psychiatric perspective, we discussed several factors that may lead a person to cheat. These include relationship dissatisfaction, a lack of emotional or physical intimacy, personal unresolved issues or traumas, impulsivity, or a sense of entitlement. However, it's crucial to note that these factors do not excuse or justify cheating, as it remains a breach of trust and commitment in a relationship. And lastly, we addressed how an individual who has been cheated on can regain their sense of self-esteem and trust in others. Our interview highlighted that individual therapy plays a significant role in rebuilding self-worth, exploring personal strength and establishing healthy boundaries, open and honest communication, setting clear expectation, and working on the relationship together are also vital in rebuilding a trust. Patience, self-care, and self-compassion are essential throughout the healing. Have I answered our part in that we had in our objectives? This is what we could collect from our interview and based on our understanding. Thank you, Alya. I will pass to our moderator.
Yeah, wonderful sharing, Mickey. And as I already emphasized before, like cheating brings so many negative side effects to not only the spouse but also the children. Like no children should ever experience such unfortunate upbringing. We are almost at the end of our discussion. Last but not least, I welcome Madihah to give us tips on how to preserve a happy relationship or marriage.
Thank you, Alya. So, in my opinion, it is no secret that it is more than just love to keep a marriage strong and healthy. Obviously, strong feelings for each other is a necessity, but with the many responsibilities of life, fitting in quality time with your significant other can definitely take a backseat. Luckily, there are countless tips on how to preserve a strong relationship based on my surroundings. So, and best of all, a lot of them don't require a huge change in our daily schedule or a lot of money. So for the first tip that I have observed is greet each other when you come home. First thing first, say hello. This may sound like a cliche, but making sure that we greet our spouse when they come home is important. It lets our partner know that we are happy to see them and often translate to I miss you. Let's face it can be pretty disappointing when we show up to an event and no one greets us or seems to care that we have even arrived, right? So the same goes for when our spouse gets home. So don't forget to greet them with a loving hello followed by a sweet kiss. So for the second tip, don't forget to date your spouse. Just because we are married doesn't mean we can also be dating, right? In fact, it is because we are married that we should be dating. It is easy to be caught in the hamster wheel of wake up, grab a cup of coffee, kiss, run out the door, dinner with the kids, pass out, and repeat it. It is also easy for our relationship to go very tired because of this. Therefore, we need to schedule one night each week that is your night with your hubby or wifey, just the two of you. Just go to a nice restaurant, see a movie you both want to see, go for ice cream in the summer months. There are countless opportunities to have a fun, romantic date night that you both deserve. And for the next tip, surprises. Who said surprises must be saved only for holidays and birthdays? It's time to take it one step further than the annual birthday cake and Valentine's Day card. We are talking about out of the blue surprises, a small gift just because when I saw this, I thought of you, or a surprise date. You can even leave a love note on the seat of your partner's car or on one morning. A simple love you, have a great day with a few hearts here and there may seem a bit juvenile or silly, but hey, the little acts of kindness and romance were at the beginning of the relationship, right? So they might still work in the marriage even after years of marriage. And lastly, the tips that we have always heard is have an honest and open line of communication. I mean, because communication is the key. That's because healthy and happy couples do not avoid conflict. Instead, they learn to have tough conversations, which in turn helps them learn more about each other. Doing so will also bring us closer and feel more committed to one another. Because everyone communicates differently, this open line of communication can be especially difficult. Know that we may not have the same communication style, but that's okay. It doesn't mean we can't learn to communicate effectively, but we might have to try a little harder. So set aside some time on a regular basis to talk about our day and tell each other what's on our mind. Just make sure to do so without the distraction of emailing and texting. Be present, be present, be honest, and listen. So in a nutshell, relationships are complex and each one is unique. So some techniques for building a strong partnership that works for one couple might not work for another. But that's okay if you are unsure where to begin. Just having a mutual willingness to put in the effort is enough for you. So that's all my tips. So back to you, Alya.
I agree with you, Madihah. Relationships are indeed complex. I think that's why I'm single till now. So thanks to all 5 of our panels, we are able to answer all 4 of our objectives of this project. Firstly, the preparations married couples could do to prepare for cheating possibilities in the future. Secondly, the environment that influences a person to cheat. Thirdly, the effects of cheating in marriage towards the spouse or children. And lastly, tips on how to preserve a happy relationship or marriage. To all of the audience watching, we hope that this video could help you plan the best for your future relationship or ongoing relationship. Remember that the choices are in our hands. Think carefully before doing something and you won't regret it. Thank you and Assalamualaikum.
Tick tock, tick tock, tick tock, tick.